Breaking news to catch you up on this afternoon. Former Seminole County tax collector Joel Greenberg has just been sentenced to a long list of charges. WESH 2's Anika Hope is live at the courthouse right now. Anika.
Yeah, Joel Greenberg was sentenced to 11 years in prison and 10 years of supervised release. Keep in mind, he spent about 20 months in prison already that will likely be applied to that sentence. But from the very beginning this morning, when that hearing started, the judge seemed to grapple with this. He said the sentencing guidelines don't really give me much guidance. So the attorneys were up there really pleading for Joel Greenberg and asking for the prosecutors, were asking for a harsher sentence of 11 years, which is what ended up happening. Now, the defense, when they got up there, they asked for 8 years. They said, yes, Mr. Greenberg's conduct was bold, brazen, and undeterrable. They said it was outrageous and manic. They said this was the result of an impaired mind. They said it was because of ADHD that it progressed to bipolar disorder and that he truly was not being managed at that moment with his medication because of different misdiagnoses. Mr. Greenberg also, they said, was going through a struggle with self-worth. They said he was using money and sex to get access in political circles, and that was part of the defense's plea to the judge, asking that he keep in mind that his mental health struggles contributed to all of his behavior. Now, the prosecutor said that was not the case. They said that his mental health really was not behind some of this because they said that his fraudulent activity was detailed, thoughtful. It took an entire team to really unravel what he had done. They called it intentional, and it was over a long period of time. But we actually heard from Joel Greenberg himself. He got up and spoke. He provided a very short statement, and he said that he could not justify his actions. He actually apologized. He said to the minor, he apologized to the people of Seminole County. He said, quote, "I let you down and I betrayed your trust." Now, that was taken into account by the judge. He said that he thought he was sincere and that would help mitigate the sentence. He will spend 11 years is what he was sentenced to, and he will spend that likely at Coleman, an institution nearby in Sumter County. They do have the right to appeal this in 14 days, but this is a case that people throughout Central Florida have really watched and followed, and today they've got a sense of closure at least. We'll send it back to you guys for now.
All right, Anika, thank you. And some Seminole County leaders were also in the courtroom for today's sentencing. WESH 2's Dave McDaniels continues our live team coverage. And Dave, what are they saying about today's courtroom proceedings?
Well, the current tax collector was here, as well as the interim county manager, who's also the Seminole County attorney, and they both spoke to me briefly after the sentencing was announced. We just reported a few weeks ago that Seminole County was going to be getting $1.3 million in restitution from Joel Greenberg. That is money returned back to the county after some of the fraudulent activity that occurred during his tenure as the tax collector. The current tax collector talked to me about the significance of this sentence, while the interim county manager talked about the significance of that restitution money coming back to the county.
I mean, justice finally took its course. It took a long time, but we're finally there, get to close this chapter in the book in Seminole County and move forward, you know, with the tax collection and trust of the people in Seminole County.
It goes a long way towards restitution, and I've now asked the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to look at all the other files to determine whether or not other individuals should be responsible.
By other files, what do you mean?
Anybody that was connected with the tax collector's office when Mr. Greenberg was there.
Now, before the sentencing, the former political opponent of Joel Greenberg, Brian Butte, spoke on the front steps of the federal courthouse. He basically was the target of a smear campaign that he says was orchestrated by Greenberg and other of his associates. And basically, his case, when it first came to light, kind of started this litany of problems and accusations in the Joel Greenberg administration. He said that there needs to be more accountability from the state level, looking at the activities of others. He says that people were being told about Greenberg and that nothing happened. He says the federal government was the one that actually made the difference. Reporting live at the federal courthouse, Dave McDaniel, WESH 2.